Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and today it's time to make friends until it's time for you to win the game, basically, because one of the cards that's recently been added to MTGO is Gluntch, the Bestower. One green and white for a 0/5 jellyfish that has flying. And at the beginning of your end step, choose a player. They get to put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature they control. Then choose a second player, they get to draw a card. And then choose a third player to create 2 treasure tokens. So you can basically turn someone into arch enemy with this card, because you'll obviously always take one of the options yourself. Probably the card draw one, maybe the treasure one if you're behind, or if you've got the biggest board already, you'll take the +1/+1 counters, which is probably what happens when you're about to win. But the person who doesn't get anything from you is basically going to be the arch enemy. And yeah, but it's a friendly deck in a sort of way. So here we go. Here's what today's deck really does look like. So to kick it off, we've got 25 creatures in this deck, which is bracket 3, because we've got Seedborn Muse in here, which upgrades it. So it's only one game changer, so you can drop it if you want to play bracket 2. But we've got Birds of Paradise for the ramp, along with Elvish Mystic, Essence Warden to gain yourself some life as things come into play, Lanoir Elves, and the first thing that makes you friendly is Magnus of the Vineyard. You play this and everybody in their pre-combat main phase gets a couple of green mana to play around with. People will use it, some people won't use it, but they get it anyway, so they tend to leave you alone when this is in play. Soul Warden gives you some more life gain, and then you've got the Veteran Explorer. So when they do kill this off, everybody gets 2 basic lands out of their library, assuming your opponents are playing basics anyway. Flump is also here. Whenever it's dealt damage, you and a target opponent draw a card each, so another way of making friends. Paradise Druid to give you a bit more ramp. Then Zenith Chronicle. Whenever a player casts their first multicolored spell each turn, each other player draws a card. So you've got a few multicolored ones, so you'll probably be giving some cards out occasionally, but people play sort of like 2 colour, 3 colour, 4 colour spells. You get a card and they don't, so it's all good. Eternal Witness is here, just to give you stuff back from your graveyard when it's been killed off. And then Heartwood Storyteller. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card. Again, another card that doesn't get killed off that often, so you have a little bit of benefit from there. From there, Howling Golem. When it attacks or blocks, each player draws a card, which goes down well. Lauren's here just to take out some of those annoying things that happen as we're doing enchantments and artifacts. Just sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background at the moment. There's just been a thunderstorm start over the top of me as I record this, so I'm going to power on through it. Hopefully it won't affect the noise too much. I'll just move a little bit closer to the microphone. So Lauren's here. You take out an annoying artifact or enchantment, and then you get to tap it eventually once the summoning sickness is worn off for everyone to draw a card. Olzov Advocus is also in. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. If that player does, creatures that player controls can't attack you or our planeswalkers. Well, can't attack us basically until our next turn. Root Weaver Dryad is also in. Each opponent may search their library for up to 3 basic lands. You get one of the 3 and they get the other 2. So you end up with 3 extra lands. They end up with 2 extra lands. Again, a benefit that people will take advantage of. Scrap Shooter's here just so we can gift a card and then take out another one of those annoying artifacts or enchantments. Scroll Crawler is kind of gives everyone a card, but it costs them a little bit of life to get it. So yeah, kind of works still. Zavala Explorer Return makes an appearance as well, just so we can get that mana and life, and everybody gets a card draw when it comes off Summoning Sickness. And the other version of Zavala, the Heart of the Wilds, is here. So people play the bigger creature, great, they get to draw a card, but otherwise you're adding a lot of mana to your mana pool. Bard, the Steward of Algarve, is in to stop people, is here to stop people attacking us unless they pay 1. And then coming in from Final Fantasy, Dion, Bahamut's Dominant is here. Now, this is here because this is going to be one of your win conditions, because you want to flip this as soon as you can to turn it into... there you go, Bahamut, the Warden of Light. To pump all your creatures up, give them flying, and then when it goes to the chapter 3, assuming it gets that far, you get to destroy a permanent. And notice it's destroy target permanent. Not no non-land permanent. Anything is a fair target when Bahamut flips again. So bear that in mind. From there, Mangara, the diplomat, you get to draw a bit of cards and gain some life when people attack you or draw their second card each turn, or well, no, attack you or cast a second spell, I should say. Sorry. Windborn Muse slows down people attacking you to basically because they're fed up with you, and then Seedborn Muse is here so we can untap everything each turn. We have sorceries galore that help out. Collective Void, so everyone gets to pay some X mana and go and fetch those basic lands out of their library. Farseek, Nature's Law, 3 visits here for the ramp side. Wear Down, we can gift someone a card to take out their annoying artifact or enchantment, or 2 of them if need be when we gift a card. Dewdrop Cure is also in for another card gift, and we get to return 2 target creature cards with mana value 2 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield, and if we give the gift, we get 3 instead. Fine by me. Secret Rendezvous, you're in the person who's mainly behind, draw 3 cards. Temptwood Discovery is another one where people go and search out the lands, and you get the lands as well. Wrath of God gives us a way to control the board, along with Starfall Invocation. Hopefully we'll give someone a card for this one to get a creature back from our graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. And then our real win condition in the deck is Approach of the Second Sun. People seem to forget about this card existing in Commander, and it really does have a big effect when you play it for that first time, and the second time obviously you win the game. Instance, well, just to take out those annoying things, Path to Exile, Source of Plowshares. Dawn's Truth is in to give us a way of becoming hexproofing, make sure all our permanents are indestructible, because we'll gift a card. Heroic Intervention is also here, and Parting Gust. We give them a token fish that's a 1/1, but we exile target non-token creature. If the gift wasn't promised, return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control, with a +1/+1 counter on it at the beginning of the next end step. So it's more targeted removal if you want to do it that way. Beast Within and Generous Gift basically blow things up and give beasts and elephants at 3/3. Stroke of Midnight is another way of taking out something that's annoying us, and then Settle the Wreckage. If people do decide to attack you, you can just basically remove their entire team from the game, basically go to the exile zone. Artifacts, well, Elixir of Immortality's in for when it all goes pear-shaped, and then we've got Sol Ring, Arcane Signet. Helm of Awakening is favoured by everybody, so it means everyone's spells cost 1 less. Howling Mind for the card draw, Horn of Greed, which I like this artwork, so I left it here, by the way, just so we're clear. I usually change the artwork, but you know, anyone plays a land, they draw a card, which helps. Temple Bell, everyone gets to draw a card. Font of Mythoth, everyone gets to draw a card. And Tempting Contract, everyone who gets a treasure token means you get one. But we've also got Aetherflux Reservoir in here, which is another way we're going to use to win the game with the life we're going to gain. So we should win the game with this quite a few times, I think. Enchantments, well, Eldamri's Vineyard's in, so everyone gets that lovely green mana again off this one, as well as the creature. Helix Pinnacle is another way for us to win the game. If we get 100 counters on here or more, we win the game in our upkeep. Ghostly Prison stops everyone attacking us, and then Love Song of Night and Day, you and your friend draw 2 cards, then you get a bird, and then you get to chuck around some +1/+1 counters. Rites of Flourishing lets people draw cards and have additional land drops. Mirari's Wake means our mana's a lot better than everybody else's. Sphere of Safety protects us, and then Sandworm Convergence, we get all those nice big worm tokens and stop off creatures. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, so everything has to come on the ground while this is in play, which I really do like. From there, it's the usual selection of green and white lands, as you can reasonably imagine. We have got Darkoverine Encampment in here, so we can get those red warrior tokens. Because there's no red in the card itself, we can play it in a green-white deck. Hall of Heliod's Generosity, just in case someone does take out one of our 8 enchantments, we can put it back on top. Homeward Path, in case anyone nicks our creatures, we can get them all back again. And so on and so forth. Miracle, so everyone can draw cards. And then a little bit further down, Temple of the False God, Reliquary Tower, and Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. They're all here as normal. And that's it. That's my talk on Gluntch. I think it's going to be quite fun, you know. I like having friendship decks occasionally. Usually it is the other version of Vala that's Bant coloured, but this one's going to be quite fun to play, I think, you know, especially since we get to turn someone into the arch enemy on the table. But if you think there's anything I've missed out of this deck, let me know in the comments down below. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help me beat the YouTube algorithm to get even more viewers over here and subscribers on the YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another random deck that I've built to cover me while I'm not streaming and I'm on holiday. So for now, have a good one. I'll see you very soon. Bye.